Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever really thought about what gives different fabrics their totally unique feel and strength? Well, today we're diving deep into the secret life of yarn to understand exactly how it's structured. Let's get into it. I mean, just think about it for a second. Why does the fabric of a light, breezy kurta feel so incredibly soft against your skin, while a rope you might use is so tough and unbelievably strong? They could both be made from the exact same fiber, like cotton. So, what gives? Well, the secret isn't just about what the fiber is, but how those fibers are actually spun together. The answer is hidden right there, deep inside the structure of the yarn itself. And that's exactly what we're about to unravel.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning with the foundation. This is the simplest form, the basic building block for pretty much everything in the world of textiles, this single yarn.
A single yarn is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's one single strand. Just imagine taking a little puff of cotton fibers and just twisting them together. That simple twisting motion creates friction, and that's what holds them all together, giving them just enough strength to become a yarn. So, what are these yarns actually like? Well, there's a bit of a trade-off. Because it's just that one simple strand, it's really soft and super flexible. But that same simplicity means it doesn't have a lot of strength. The surface can also be a little hairy from all the tiny fiber ends poking out, and that's what leads to those annoying little balls of fluff we all know as pilling. And this is where single yarns are just perfect. Think about that gorgeous, light, almost see-through fabric of a mulmul dupatta. That incredible softness is the work of single yarns, where being delicate is way more important than being rugged. Okay, so single yarns are great for softness, but what happens when you need something a bit tougher? Well, you don't start from scratch, you just build on what you have. Let's level up and look at ply yarns. The idea here is actually really simple, but it's so effective. You just take two or maybe more of those single yarns we were just talking about, and you twist them together. And here's the clever part. You often twist them in the opposite direction. This balances out all the forces and stops the new yarn from unraveling. It makes it way more stable. So you can think of a ply yarn as basically a team of single yarns, all working together. And by combining them, you're not just adding their strengths. No, you're creating a whole new yarn that's way stronger, more balanced, and much more uniform than any of the single parts could ever be on their own. And wow, what a difference it makes. You see, plying yarns together fixes a lot of the weaknesses of a single yarn. It becomes stronger, smoother, and way more resistant to all that wear and tear. And that hairiness we talked about, it gets tucked right in, giving the yarn a really clean and uniform look. And here's a perfect example you've seen a million times. Think about the sewing thread your local Darzi uses. It has to be strong enough to hold seams together, right? But it also has to be smooth enough to glide through fabric without snagging. That's a ply yarn doing its job every single day. But what if even that isn't strong enough? What if you need some serious, heavy-duty strength? Well, for the toughest jobs, we have to go up one more level. Let's meet the heavyweight champion of the yarn world, the cord yarn. Okay, so if a ply yarn is a team of single yarns, then a cord yarn is like a team of teams. You take two or more of those finished ply yarns and then twist them all together. It's this multi-level construction that creates a structure with just incredible strength and stability. And what you get from all that is what we call a cord, or sometimes a cable yarn. It's really the final form in this family of simple yarns, designed from the ground up, for one thing, maximum durability. So here's that trade-off again, and it's super important. You get this absolutely exceptional strength and durability. This yarn is thick, it's compact, and it is not going to break easily. But With all that power comes stiffness. It's not flexible, it's not soft, and that's exactly why you're never going to find this stuff in your clothes.
And this brings us right back to our original question, doesn't it? A cord yarn is exactly what you need for the thick nutta or drawstring in a salwar, which has to be durable, or for the coir rope used to weave a charpai, which literally has to support a person's weight. Here, strength is the only thing that matters. All right, we've covered the 3 basic structures. So let's just take a quick moment to put them all side by side to really see how they stack up against each other. This table just lays it all out so perfectly. You can see this clear progression, right? The structure builds up from one strand to multiple singles to multiple plies. The strength, of course, goes from low all the way up to very high. And the appearance completely changes from soft and hairy to thick and compact. And the examples, from a delicate mulmul to a rugged charpai rope, they just capture the whole story. And that really brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer. This quote says it all, really. A yarn's internal structure isn't some minor detail. It's the very thing that defines everything about it. How it's going to look, how it's going to feel, and how it's going to perform. So now you know the secret. The amazing difference between the softness of a kurta and the brute strength of a rope, it all just starts with a simple twist of fibers. So the next time you pick up a piece of fabric, take a closer look. What story is its yarn telling you? Thanks so much for joining me.